So you walk in on your mom and fake dad as they're trying to run the country. But it turns out they were talking about you anyway.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just want to pause right before this episode begins and say how if you didn't watch the first episode of To Be or Not To Be, I highly recommend you do. But this is about part way through the playthrough of the Shakespeare version of this game. And I just want to say, I recorded all in one go and I didn't really incorporate breaks into it. So that's why it's not like a real or like the normal intros and outros for my videos. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I probably won't say it again, so anyone who watches the videos after this or at the end is probably going to be confused. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video.
Polonius is there
Good
too.
timing.
He's talking to you like you're touched in the head. Hey, he thinks you're
What
crazy.
the fuck?
Maybe that's because of all the dumb decisions you've been making. So, in an effort to save this, we're going to assume that you were just pretending to be crazy.
No, I am crazy.
Because that way, all of this kind of makes sense, and nobody would ever suspect a crazy person of committing a murder, right? This is literally the best option we've got left. This is what you've reduced us
I'm
to.
sorry!
I've gone back and rewritten the story so that, in your talk with Horatio, now you say, I might act crazy for a while. Just be cool. You can go back and check. It's totally there. Okay. So it turns out Polonius considers himself a master riddle master.
Okay.
And he's going to ask you 3 riddles to determine if you're
I'm
sane or
or
not.
not. Alright.
Riddle the first. Do you know who I am? Since you're now just acting crazy, this gets a little easier. Normally, I'd give you the choice between a reasonable answer and a crazy answer, but I figure now you want to pick the reasonable one just to screw things up. And I swear to God there will be a method to your madness if it kills me. So here are your options. Say, I don't know who you are. Maybe you're a pimp? I know you're looking for the option to say, yeah, you're Polonius. Here. But you know what? I like being in charge.
Damn it.
Say, I don't know who you are. Maybe you're a pimp?
I want to go check. Damn it! No! Alright, fine.
You tell Polonius that you don't actually know who he is, but maybe he's a pimp. He doesn't get that you are, or rather that I am, rather cleverly trying to suggest that you suspect he's been trying to mess with Ophelia in order to get to you. It goes entirely over his head. Anyway, he seems satisfied with your answer, which is great. Polonius puts to you his riddle the second. What have you been reading lately? He says.
Answer.
Answer with the exact words I want you to say.
I don't feel like this is right.
That's right.
Fall in line,
Fall in
baby.
line, baby. You haven't touched a book since you came home from university on funeral/wedding break. So you answer by making up a book you've been reading called Old Men Are Gross and Dumb. It's about how old men are gross and dumb. You conclude by saying that Polonius would be the same age as you, if people age backwards.
Oh, snap!
Oh, snap! Polonius agrees that this is probably the case. Finally, he challenges you with the final of his 3 riddles. Would you like to go for a walk outside?
Hell yeah, Batman!
You say you'd like to go walk outside. Straight into your grave. It's that last bit of crazy that really sells it. Somehow, Polonius thinks you're actually saying something really significant about how we're all really dying from the moment we're born. He observes that in madness, you're actually speaking the truth. Hey, your answers seem to have helped him reach the conclusion we wanted in regards to your sanity.
Hell yeah.
Polonius says he'd better be going, and you say nothing would make you happier except if you somehow literally died right now. And then you motorboat your lips and flick your index finger over them, making a sound. Yep, he definitely thinks you're crazy. So, I hope you're happy. I have fixed this as best I can, and remember, we're just fake crazy now. Okay?
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, you can drive again.
Alright, fine.
As Polonius leaves, your friends Rosencrantz
Not
and
happy
Guildenstern
about it.
enter the room. What? You thought these guys were still back at university? This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Greet your friends with high fives. Greet your friends by slapping them on the back. Greet your friends with hugs all around. Let's not get carried away. Just walk up, say hi, and ask them how it's going.
Damn it.
How have you been, gentlemen? You say. I've been okay, except for, you know, the nightmares. Anyway, what brings you here? They look at each other. What do you mean what brings us here? Why don't we instead talk about your, plans and motivations? Rosencrantz says. Your face falls. Man, you knew it. Claudius sent for them. They're here to spy on you. Oh, really? Come on, guys. Were you sent here to spy on me,
Damn it.
you say? Well, yeah, Rosencrantz replies. Kinda. Frig, man, I knew it, you say. Look, I'll make it easy on you. I know I've been all emo lately and mopey, and even though we don't have the word for it yet, I'm pretty sure I'm what you'd call clinically depressed. That's all.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sigh, and then look at them with a small smile. I guess I'm quite the piece of work, huh? You say. Would you care to explain that in more detail? Rosencrantz says. You reply, as a matter of fact, I would. No, man, didn't you hear? I'm clinically depressed.
I am clinically depressed. I'm going to describe to you in great detail.
You are inspired. You clear your throat and hold out one hand in front of you. You look Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in the eyes, one after the other. What a piece of work is a man, you say, choosing your words and punctuation carefully. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving how express and admirable, in action how like an angel, in apprehension how like a god. Your friends nod. Humans are pretty great. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. You break off as Guildenstern interrupts you. Gay, he says. I said man delights not me, idiot, you say. Nor woman neither, though you seem to think. This time you're interrupted by Rosencrantz. Asexual, he says. You look at your friends. Anyway, whatever, you say. I've been depressed, but it's great to see you guys. Homophobia and asexual phobia aside. Oh, hey, says Guildenstern, suddenly remembering something. We met an author on the boat over. We invited her to come say hi. An author? This is really, really exciting. And who should walk through the door just as Guildenstern stops talking? Why, it's the very author they just mentioned. How perfect. Having her show up now keeps this narrative moving forward at a nice clip, and avoids any awkward downtime, where you'd otherwise all just sit around in a circle waiting for someone to show up and talk to you.
Sounds good.
Huh. Nicely done, narrator of this story, aka me. Talk to author.
Okay, fine.
The three of you and the author get to talking, and she's really great. It turns out she's Christina Marlowe, the author of The Murder of Gonzago, a The Adventures Being Chosen by You story. Can you murder your brother Gonzago and then, playing as your dead brother's son, murder your usurping uncle? I sure hope so. Choose from over 300 different possible endings. It's one of your favorite books, and you tell her so, excitedly asking questions about characters and motivation, and how she did that thing with the choices. While the four of you talk, Polonius walks into the room and tries to work his way into the conversation. But whatever. Nobody here likes him. Christina doesn't make any attempt to include him, and that makes you love her even more. You start quoting your favorite passage to her. It's the bit from the back cover, and she takes over when you forget some of the words. It goes like this. You are still really mad that your dad was killed by his brother. You decide that you should murder him for revenge. And that, my friend, is a really good idea. Do you decide to wait to murder him? No, shout you, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in unison. Christina smiles. Polonius mutters, this is boring. But nobody cares. Excellent. Then you sneak into his room at night and stab him in the neck. A huge fountain of blood erupts from his neck under such pressure that it bursts through the ceiling and forms a glorious red geyser above the roof.
Cool.
Some kid walking by sees the geyser and says, whoa. And while he's saying the oh part of whoa, blood lands in his open mouth. It's so awesome. You have earned 1,000 points. And the whoa kid also earned 50 points.
Nice.
The three of you laugh and cheer and applaud while Christina smiles politely and Polonius stands around with his arms crossed. Whatever. I wanted to wait before killing him, he grumbles. Christina recited her book with such heartfelt emotion that you actually feel pretty bad about not murdering your own uncle yet. Wait a minute. That gives you an idea. Go murder your uncle. Instead of murdering your uncle, go grab your copy of the book. Then you can get it signed, and then you can see if you can get Claudius to read it, and then if he chooses the murder your brother path, and then if he looks guilty, you'll know he did it even though a ghost already investigated it and told you he did.
Oh my god. Damn it.
Okay, but one thing at a time, buddy. First, you go back to your room and get your copy of the book for Christina to sign, which she does. To Hamlet, best wishes. I hope you like to read these words that I wrote on a piece of paper.
Cheers.
Cheers, Christina, she writes. Amazing. It's perfect. And now you've got the perfect book to entrap your uncle. You excuse yourself and go back to your room to flip through Gonzago again. You get absorbed in the adventure, and a few playthroughs later, you're convinced. It really is a great book. And it should work perfectly for your plan. Now all you need to do is find Claudius. I'm pretty sure he's in the royal court, dude. Go to the royal court. Nap for a while.
Wow, I'm surprised we aren't taking a nap. Alright, let's go to the court.
You go to the royal court and it's deserted? Practically, anyway. It kind of looks like maybe Ophelia is there in the corner reading a book. But please, it's not like you have time to make certain. Well, this sucks. You had this perfect plan ready, but if Claudius isn't around, then he can't read the book and the whole thing is useless and stupid, and you hate it. You feel some introspection coming on. Yes. Oh man, this is going to be a big one. It's going to all boil down to this. Is it even worth living in a world where things don't always go your way? Or to put it differently, being alive is good, or maybe being dead is good. Or to put it a third, more copuletastic way,
To be or not to be.
Man, this is the big one, Hamlet. This is the speech this book is named after. I guess you'd better talk it out, huh? Choose wisely. You clear your throat and raise one hand in front of you. To be. Not to be.
Not to be.
This is what you say to nobody in particular. To be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep, to say we end the heartache, and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. Man, nicely done, Hamlet. Hey, wait a minute. Ophelia's here.
Oh, hey.
You say hi to Ophelia, but she's acting all upset, trying to give back the presents and all the love letters that you sent her over your relationship. Weird. It looks like someone's convinced her that you're not marriage material after all. To be fair, you did just finish talking out loud about killing yourself. Huh. And though I know you're now frantically looking for the whatever man, she's just doing this because chicks be crazy option, Hamlet, you are nothing if not classy. I'm not going to give it to you. Listen, I'm going to help you out. You think Ophelia's crazy, but maybe she's just acting crazy. And considering that possibility, you think to yourself that Ophelia doesn't have any real reason for being as upset as she appears to be. Sure, you've kind of ignored her for a few weeks, which was selfish and jerky. But on the other hand, this isn't the first time you've been caught up in something, and you're sure she can handle it as she has before, with understanding, and not by, abandoning the relationship entirely in some stupid castle room. So maybe it is entirely possible that she's being fake crazy too. Maybe. Maybe because she's figured things out, and also wants to murder Claudius. You decide you need a way to see if she's faking crazy, while you're simultaneously also faking crazy, without revealing to anyone who may or may not be listening in that you're both actually just faking the crazy.
God damn it!
Is there a code phrase or something you can use? Say, the wolf stalks the quiet evening prey. Say,
I never loved you.
Say, a hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop.
God damn it, Shakespeare, I never loved you.
What? She says, furious. I don't think those were the secret code words, bro. You say. Try again? Maybe the code phrase is, get thee to a nunnery. Go with, a hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop.
Get thee to
Go with
a nunnery.
The wolf. You tell her to get to a nunnery, because if she has sex, her kids will be awful, because everyone is awful. And man, if you only had the time, you'd be the awfulest person ever. Also, only a fool would marry her, because anyone smart knows that women are awful. Why are you saying these horrible, horribly sexist things? She asks. I've got to say, it's a pretty good question. Last chance, Hamlet.
Women are idiots who just
Say, hip, hop, a hippie to the hip, hip, hop.
God damn it.
Say, the wolf stalks the quiet evening
I
prey.
regret everything.
Say,
Damn it.
sometimes I wonder why I give you these choices. Okay, you say those things, but you at least clarify that you think women just pretend to be dumb to get that sex thing they so crave. You accuse all women of being unfaithful, and you say there should be no more marriages because they necessarily involve women and women are awful. There's a couple of things wrong with that, actually. Anyway, you say that people who are already married can stay married, you guess, except for one very special couple in particular. You look at her to see if she's getting what you're hinting at, and she looks super angry, actually.
Damn
I
it.
don't think you're gonna pull this off, dude. This whole conversation is an unmitigated fiasco, and if she was just pretending to be mad before, she's seriously furious now. Congratulations, Hamlet. You just broke up with your girlfriend because you were pretending to be insane and trying to talk in a stupid secret code. You can't really say you blame her for leaving. All you have now is your plan to trap Claudius with a choose-your-own-path adventure book. So you go home, rest, and tomorrow, that's exactly what you do. Try to trap Claudius with the book.
I will successfully trap Claudius.
First thing in the morning, you show up to the royal court. You look out at the assembled courtiers and see that everyone's here. Your mom and stepdad, Polonius, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, a bunch of people you've never met, Ophelia, the whole gang. You're still looking around when Horatio comes up behind you and slaps you on the back in an expertly executed maneuver. Bro times, he says. How's it going, bro times? Good, you say. Listen, can you do me a favor? You explain that you're going to be watching Claudius closely, but ask if maybe he could keep an eye on him too as he reads. You're, really good at stuff, you say, wishing that there was somehow a better way to put that. He agrees that he's pretty great at stuff, and consents to do some of that watching stuff for you. All right, there's nothing left to do, Hamlet. It's go time. Hey, Claudius, you say, brandishing your signed copy of Gonzago. Why don't you read this book today? I certainly don't see why not, he says, and you pass him the book. Now all that's left is to decide where to sit. Sit at Ophelia's feet. Ask to lay in her lap, in the sexy sense, and remind her that she has genitals. Stand behind the king so you can see what choices he makes as he reads, and thereby figure out if he's guilty or not.
Damn it, Shakespeare, why?
You know what?
No.
No. Just no. When you write your own book, you can fill it in with all the let's have sex in front of mom and dad and haha, women have different parts than men jokes you want, but this is my book, and I'm unilaterally deciding right now that you don't get to
Damn
do
it!
Instead, you decide to go stand behind your stepdad and watch him read. How's that taste? Does it taste like compromise? Because it shouldn't. It should taste like falling in line.
Fuck you, bitch.
Stand behind your stepdad. You walk around behind the throne so you can look over his shoulder as he reads. You figure that helps your whole act crazy thing, because you'd have to be crazy to not know how annoying this is. You are now Claudius, King of Denmark. Your nephew is standing behind you being really annoying. Hamlet has just given you a book to read, and it looks pretty good, actually. And it's perfect timing, because one of the royal court's favorite activities is to listen to you read a book out loud, because it's history times and there are no computers yet. You clear your throat and hold up the book so that everyone in the audience can see.
Oh no.
Let us begin, you say, bringing the book down and reading the cover. This story is called The Murder of Gonzago, The Adventure is Being Chosen by You story. You look up. The title goes on for a while after that, but my first choice is going to be to skip to the first page, you say. There is a smattering of polite laughter.
Read the first page. The Murder of Gonzago. Adventure being chosen by you. For 2069. Nice. The adventure is being chosen by you. Storl, can you murder your brother Gonzago and then, playing as your dead brother's son, murder your usurping uncle? Sure hope so. Choose from over 300 different possible endings by Christina Marlowe.
You are Battle Lord Pete. or as you prefer to be called,
Dragon Master 3000.
since you are the master of 3,000
All right.
dragons. You are amazing because of all the dragons you control. Plus, you wear the armor of a skeleton warrior, and you wield the battle axe that has the Latin phrase facta non verba written on it. In blood. You know what that means? That means deeds, not words. Holy crap, Claudius. This book is already awesome. You've been feeling a little jealous lately because your brother Gonzago gets to be king, and it occurs to you, maybe if you killed him and married his wife, you could be king instead. Maybe you should do that, or maybe you should just go slay some skeleton warriors. Go kill your brother. Kill skeletons.
Go kill my brother.
You choose the go kill your brother option. Behind you, Hamlet seems to get interested in your choices.
All right.
Wait a second. You remind yourself that you did actually just kill your brother. And so maybe reliving the murder in front of the court, through the medium of high literature, is not the greatest idea. On the other hand, adventure beckons.
On the way to
You announce that you really did intend to choose this option. Behind you, Hamlet whispers to himself,
Man,
Man,
I knew it.
I knew it. You read out loud the text on the page. You find your brother Gonzago sleeping in a garden. Gardens are really super boring, so it makes sense that he fell asleep. You hear your audience murmur in agreement. Sneaking up on your brother, you notice that he's sleeping on his side. You have some poison in your pocket. Do you hold his nose and pour the poison into his mouth? Pour the poison into his ear? Or realize that murder is terrible, leave, and go kill skeletons instead?
They're basically
already dead. If you're trying not to get caught, I really think you should go kill some skeletons.
Man, fuck skeletons.
Poison in the mouth.
In the ear.
You turn to the appropriate page. You pour the poison into his ear. Like all sleeping people, your brother doesn't wake up when cold liquids are poured directly into his ear hole, so this whole thing goes surprisingly well. Also, who knew that the ears were really the best way to introduce poison into the body? You and I did, obviously.
Yep.
So I guess any medical doctors in the audience who are about to say, "Excuse me, but I studied human bods for 6 years at the university
Go
level."
suck a lemon.
Straight up, go suck a lemon.
Your bro is dead.
Congratulations.
Let's go!
Poisons really do work that quickly. And you have just ended a life. Perhaps you'd like to assume your brother's throne now as well. Behind you, Hamlet whispers to himself, Man, that's exactly what I suspected, and this has allowed me to confirm my suspicions perfectly. Nice one, Claudius. Hamlet now believes you murdered his father. It seems you have two choices. You can throw the book down, yell that you hate it, and run out of the room. Or, since an innocent person would not actually react that way, you can just continue playing as if nothing's wrong, thereby not instantly confirming your guilt, and instead allow your choices to be read as simple chance.
Run out of the room.
You tear out of the
Fuck
room,
off.
throwing the book behind you, leaving Hamlet and your beloved Gertrude alone in front of a very confused crowd. Today's not going very well for you, huh? You run into your room in tears and lock the door behind you and throw your face into your pillow and cry. Well, Claudius, there's no two ways about it. You globbed up big back there. I think you'd better be Hamlet for a while, huh?
Okay.
You are Hamlet. You just saw your stepfather confirm his guilt about killing your father because he read a book and chose the options that the murderer would have chosen in real life. He's definitely guilty. This is entirely reasonable. There is absolutely no other conceivable explanation for what you just saw. After Claudius tore out of the room, your mother followed him, and after she left, everyone else left too, leaving the room empty but for you, Ophelia, and Horatio. Did you see that? He totally chose the murdery options, and then he freaked out, you say, really excited. There's no denying that, says Horatio. This means the spooky ghost was correct, you say. Ophelia looks at you for a moment and then opens her mouth to speak. Wait, hold on. I can't remember. You've made a lot of crazy choices. Did you and Ophelia break up the last time you saw her? Yeah, man, we broke up. Actually, before we started reading that book within a book, Ophelia told me we were cool, so we're definitely... I'm sorry to hear it. I mean, it makes sense, but sorry about your feelings, buddy.
It's fine.
Okay, so you just said, this means the spooky ghost was correct? And Ophelia has looked at you strangely, and now she's speaking. A ghost? She says. You're crazy. Then she looks at Horatio and says, you're crazy too. And then she looks at you again, sighs, and says, I don't even know why I'm here, and leaves, shoving past Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in the doorway. Looks like you two are still broken up, which makes you sad, but on the plus side, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are totally awesome. Bros before woes. You're about to greet your best bros with your choice of high fives, slaps on the back, or hugs all around, when Guildenstern holds up his hand and speaks.
Your mom wants to see you,
He says,
As you know, in this time period, if you want to talk to someone, you have to literally walk over to where they are and chat them up, which I can hardly believe. Anyway, she's lazy, so she wants you to walk to her instead.
God, Lace.
Dude, she said she's astonished by your behavior.
Rosencrantz adds. Astonished isn't real slang, you say.
Just trying it out.
Rosencrantz says, and you high-five to linguistic experimentation. Well, I guess I'm off to see her, you say. Just then, Polonius enters the room and says, Hey, your mother wants to see you. I know. Nobody wants you here, Polonius, you yell at him. God, I could just stab you through a curtain. Hey, that gives you an idea. Go stab Polonius through a curtain. Go stab the king, which is what you wanted to do in the first place. Go talk to your mom.
Mom!
On your way to your mom's room, you pass by the church. You live in a very fancy castle. Were you aware of that? And who should be there engrossed in prayer but Claudius? I guess after he ran off to his room, he decided to go to church to pray instead. He's such a wiener. Wait a minute. You could totally kill him in a church. How badass is that? Man, pretty badass. Let's kill Claudius in the church. No time
Alright, let's do it.
You find Claudius engrossed in prayer, which is completely silent, so you have no idea what he's praying about. Probably he's feeling guilty about the murder he did, huh? The murder of your dad? The murder that makes you so mad you want to commit the murder act on him? You unsheath your sword and raise it above his head. But wait, if he's praying right now, then doesn't that mean that, according to religion, his soul is pure with all its sins confessed? If you kill him, he'll die with his soul more pure than that of your father when he died. Hardly seems fair, does it? Wait, is it still cool to murder a jerk if they're praying? Is there a page in the Bible on that or something? Better not kill him now at this perfect opportunity, because it's really important what...
Yeah.
Okay, you walk away from the perfect chance for murder and go see your mom instead. Don't worry, I get it. You're afraid that if you kill Claudius, the book will end, and you don't want it to be over yet. I have nobody to blame but myself, I suppose. I wrote an adventure that was simply too awesome. Anyway, onward to an adventure that is so awesome, I hope it never ends and this book becomes a prison for both of us.
What? No.
Hey Mom, what's up? You say. She jumps back from the curtain she was just messing with. Moms, am I right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt the story here to tell you that this isn't going to go well for you no matter what you do. I'm spinning around a chair so it's backwards, and I'm sitting on it, straddling the back of the chair with my legs, so you know we're about to have some real talk.
Alright.
You know how in the story you've been choosing the crazy options and doing some crazy stuff? Here's the thing. Sometimes people do that in real life, with their own actual real-life lives. I don't know why, but they do it, and it happens. Just throwing this out there, but your mom has married her husband's brother murderer, and literally served appetizers left over from his funeral at the wedding. This is an actual thing she, a queen of comfortable, can certainly afford more appetizers means, decided to do.
Okay.
She's not in the best frame of mind, and I've been minimizing her role in the story as much as possible, in order not to embarrass her and to give her some space.
Okay.
But you're talking to her now, and there's not much I can do to avoid
Sounds
it.
good.
Try to understand if she acts crazy. Okay, lecture over. I'm turning the chair back to its normal orientation. We don't have to rap about our feelings anymore.
Thank you.
Hey, Hamlet.
Gertrude says.
Listen, you were a dick when you messed up Claudius's reading earlier.
I didn't mess up anything, you say. He's the one who read the murdery options. If anyone messed up, it's you, because you married Dad's brother, and that's messed up, Mom. I thought we were going to be nice to her. Your mom looks at you like she's seeing you for the first time.
What are you going to do? Murder me? Are you going to murder me?
Your mom asks. Terrific.
Yes.
No, Mom, I'm not going to murder you, you say, holding your palms out in front of you in what you hope reads as a be cool motion. Why would you even think that? Oh, is it because I'm wearing a sword? Listen, all the princes wear swords these days. Help! She screams at the top of her lungs. A voice from behind the curtain says, What? Help! Help! It seems your mom has a spy eavesdropping on this little conversation. Remember what I said before about giving her the benefit of the doubt? This is kind of the perfect chance to give her the benefit of the doubt. Tell her you'll talk to her later when she's A, less crazy, and B, you can talk in private. Show her how non-murderous you are by killing whoever's behind the curtain.
Yes, non-murderous.
I need to learn to stop giving you gag options because you keep taking them. Joke's on me, I guess. Anyway, you throw being nice to the woman who gave birth to you out the window, and you give the curtain the old stabby-me-doo and kill whoever's behind it. Lo, I am slain, he says. Kind of sounds like lol, I am slain, which you think would have been funnier. But wait a second, the voice sounds like Polonius?
What have you done?
Screams your mother. Thinking quickly, you say, nothing as bad as killing a king and marrying his wife.
What? I didn't murder anyone.
She says. Okay, no, obviously, you say. But Claudius did, and then you married him. Besides, maybe I thought the guy behind the curtain was Claudius, and therefore I was doing a good deed.
How is it a good deed to kill my husband?
Asked your mom.
And besides, didn't you see him praying on your way here? We both know he's in the church. He can't be in two places at once.
You say. Turning away from the body, you start yelling at your mom, saying how great Dad was, how awful Claudius is, and how she traded the best dude ever for the worst dude ever in time, and finally, how she's pretty dumb and awful and too old for love anyway. You say all these things to your own mother. You reduce her to tears.
You've made me feel horrible about my marriage,
she says pitifully. When you have sex, it's awful, and it makes the bed all greasy, you reply. Wow. Suddenly, a ghost appears.
Twist.
Twist. Talk to ghost.
Okay, hi, ghost.
It's like I got a fucking bounty on my heart.